What is happening, guys? Welcome back. So, as you can see by the thumbnail and title of the video, we're not working on any of my own vehicles, but we are working on a vehicle that has been on the channel in the past, and that is my stepdad's 2016 Volkswagen Caddy. So, OG viewers or people that have gone back and watched old videos may remember this van from 2020. Was it the end of 2020? God, that long ago. We sand end installated, carpet lined and sorted all of the back of the van out for him just to make it a little bit nicer, a little bit less van, a little bit nicer as a daily driver. We got talking a few weeks ago and I told him about the seats I was putting into the T5, the Mark 6 GTD seats. And actually, the discussion came up when we were going to pick this van up. So my stepdad took me to pick this van up. And we went in the Caddy and I was sat in the passenger seat. I said, these are the most uncomfortable seats I've ever sat in. We need to do something about them. So I put him onto a set and he's bought a set of, I think they're Mark 7s, the 2016 seats. So they're 2017 seats, sorry. So that'll be, I think Mark 6, Mark 7, sorry, GTD seats. I'm going to look at fitting them into the Caddy van. Now, it doesn't actually look that difficult. It's nowhere near as difficult as fitting them into the T5, and that really isn't difficult at all. So, in a Caddy, you have the seats on, the original seats sit on a base that then bolts to the floor. So, like, it's not an adapter, but it's like a base that raises them up slightly, which is this here, which are the ones that came out of the Caddy van I built and colour changed and did all that job too, because we put Turan seat base in them. So these are the original Caddy ones. So what we're going to do is adapt those and make those fit, or the seats bolt to them, and then they just bolt down into the original fixings. Now, we've already done one seat, and it's nice and simple. So we'll get that on the bench. I'll explain to you how I've done it. We'll get the other one done. We'll get them bolted in. It should be a nice quick job and a nice quick episode. Right, this is the passenger seat, I believe, that we've got on the bench. And the way that I've done it, you've got these raised bits here, this raised bit here, this raised bit here, and this raised bit here are the original bolt fixings for the original seats. You can see just there, I've put a new bolt that I've drilled a hole for, a new bolt I've drilled a hole for, a new bolt I've drilled a hole for, but we've used the original outer front fixing to hold it all in place. And then all we've done is marked and drilled 3 new holes, and the seat bolts onto those new holes, and it should be as simple as that. I've had them in and tried them in the van. I'm not sure if the airbag and things are going to work on them. The plugs look the same. I've done a bit of looking online. It looks as though it will. The seat belt light is the same plug. That should all still work. Time will tell. So we'll get this one bolted up properly. We'll get the other one drilled and bolted up, and then we'll see about offering them in the van. And there we are, a bit of messing around, and the seat bases are on now. There's a specific configuration that you have to do these, which I think, so you see this here, this one is really close to the edge, and this one is a bit further in. And this is the one that's got the adjustable or the movable one. That one, on both sets, with the adjustable bit, goes to the outside plastic, so what will be the outside of the van. So that is the passenger seat, that is the driver's seat. This little adjustable bit wants to go out. Otherwise, like that hole there that I drilled, you're too close to the edge and you can't get a nut on the bolt. So they're done. Now it's time to go and wrestle the seats out of the van. I might transfer the holes, I'll put the holes in the seat bases that are in the van just so that we've got the original nicer. These are a little bit scratched seat bases, but we'll pull them seats out and then carry on. There we go. Still full of Christmas rubbish, but seat bases are now bolted in with the new holes drilled, so we can go and grab the seats and offer that in. Right then, seats are all bolted in, sorted, looking good. Then what we've had to do is go and look at the wiring now. They're not plug and play, the plugs are different. So you've got basically a male plug wanting to go to a male plug, so that won't work. So all I've done is I've cut the wires and just match them up. Airbag wires are all the same colours, they all match. Seatbelt warning wires, the brown and then the pink and the green I put together, and it seems to be working. The only thing is, stupidly, when I've got the seats disconnected, I turn the ignition on, so now we've got the airbag warning light on, so I need to get a VAGCOM to go in and turn the airbag warning light off, which I'm going to have to go now and try and sort out. But seats are in, wiring is adapted. I'd literally cut the plugs off in one wire by one wire. I didn't cut all three at once, just in case something arced across and did something that it wasn't supposed to. Joined each wire up individually with some crimps. I'm going to go through now and loom tape it, but the seats are in. I just need to turn the airbag warning light off. Right, and in true Dan fashion, it has been many months since we put the seats in the van, and we finally got round to coming around to sort out the airbag light, which ties in perfectly with today's video sponsor, OBD11. So the OBD11 device is a smart Bluetooth device that you plug in to the OBD port on your vehicle, and it links to your smartphone, and you can search for fault codes, turn airbag lights off, which is what we're going to do in a moment, and then you can go through different settings, turn things like traction control off, start stop off, things like that. Great bit of kit to have just sat in the vehicle, because all modern vehicles nowadays are electronic based. You can't really do anything without plugging something in to find out what is wrong. So let's get this unboxed, plugged in, and we'll show you how it works turning off this airbag light. And that is all it is. Tiny little device. Down here under the dashboard on this, you've got the OBD port down here, so we'll plug that in. Red light is on to indicate doors are secure, indicate that it's working. Ignition is turned on, and you can see here we've got the airbag light on. So what we need to do now is link it to my phone, and once we've got the app open, we press connect. Select the device we want to connect to, and it's going to connect to the device. Comes up as Volkswagen Caddy, which is the vehicle that we're in, so we know we're in the right vehicle. It's reading through the control units. So it's read the control units, acknowledged that it's now connected to the vehicle, press scan, and it's now going to go through and scan all the systems, all the modules in the vehicle, and search for any fault codes that are on there. And it doesn't take too long, and we'll find out everything that potentially is wrong with the van. And there we go. One fault code popped up for airbag, which we knew about because that is the whole reason that we are here. So on this screen is all the different modules that the scanner has just gone through and scanned of the vehicle. So it's everything from air conditioning, the central electric system, all the different modules that it has read. The only one that we're really concerned about is the airbag module. So we click on airbag module, and it comes up with a red mark against faults, telling us that we've got driver, thorax, airbag, igniter, resistance is too high, which is because the plugs have obviously been disconnected. So if we click clear fault, it should turn the airbag light off. There we go. As easy as that to turn the airbag light off. So that is that one sorted out. Now, if we go back and go into apps, we can go into adjustments. So this is all the areas where you can do the real fun stuff. Multimedia safety disclaimer, I think it's when it comes up at the beginning telling you to look at the road. Maximum speed limiter, rear wiper, emergency braking lights, things with the DRLs, cornering lights with reverse. Yeah, all sorts of different things. I think we're going to go through, and one thing that we are going to do, because it always looks pretty cool, is gauge test needle sweep. So every time you turn the ignition on, it will sweep the needles all the way through the range, just because it looks cool. So we'll change that value, we'll turn it on, click activate, and that is activated. So now I'm back on again. Oh yeah, needle sweep. But yeah, what an absolutely great tool. Very valuable on modern vehicles that you have to plug in to find anything out of. You can have it, it's so small it can sit in your bag. I'm going to leave it in the glove box of the T5 because we're going to be doing some miles in it, and yeah, it's just sat there so that you know if there's anything wrong, plug it in and you'll be able to find out what is wrong. So I want to say a massive thank you to OBD11 for sponsoring the episode. They've kindly given me a discount code, which is on the screen, and link to the website is on the screen. All the information is also in the description. So yeah, please head over, check them out, grab yourself one, because I do think they're a really useful bit of kit to have in your toolbox. Right, that is that all dealt with and done. Seats are in, nice and comfortable. Like I say, it's a few months later. Stepdad is really happy with them, really comfortable. We've now got the airbag light off, which is great. So yeah, job done. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, guys. Something a little bit different. Yeah, until next time, enjoy.